Hey guys, Bright Lights here, and welcome to an Eradicator deck profile featuring Sweep Command Dragon and Conquest Dragon. So, let's get right into the profile. For the starter, I run Eradicator first on the Draco Kid. So, first of all, his ability is when your opponent's rearguard is put into the drop zone due to an effect of one of your cards. If you have a grade 3 or greater Eradicator and Vanguard with its grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Eradicator its name, pay the cost. If you do, look at the top 10 cards of your deck after putting this guy in the soul. Then you look for an Eradicator Sweep Command, ride at a stand, and shuffle your deck. So basically, you get to re-ride a Vanguard after you do your triple drive with your G unit. So, excellent card. It was quite bad before, the whole G unit, because there's no way to retire during the battle phase, but now with cards such as Voltage-Horn Dragon, it is very possible to do such. As such, I play him as a starter, and also I do play a second one because if you draw a second one and you get another rewrite, it's amazing. And since in the current meta, Guild Array is quite a common thing to see, you really want a grade 0 that's 10k shield. So even if you run out of sweep commands, it will be very beneficial to have a second one. So yeah, I play 2 starters. For grade 3s, I play 4 Eradicator Sweep Command. So his skill is Limit Break 4, Counterblast 2, and Soul Blast 2. When an opponent's rearguard is retired, you can pay the cost. If you do, you can draw a card, choose another one of their front row units and retire it, and he gets plus 5k. So this ability isn't actually all that good. It's quite a hefty cost for a bit of everything really. You get, power, draw power, extra retiring, but it is very costly. Like it eats up way too much resources, and you want to really be saving resources for your Voltage-Horn and Chakras. So wouldn't really recommend using the Limit Break unless you're truly desperate. His second skill is when he's placed on Vanguard, you can move an Eradicator to Soul and pop it a front row rearguard. So he's a self-enabler. You're not really going to be using the skill that much, but it's nice to know them in case you're forced to use it. Next up for your other grade 3s, they don't really matter as long as they're Eradicators. So I play 2 Descendant and 2 Gauntlet Buster. In case I don't get my Sweep Command Superior Rides off, these 2 make pretty good secondary grade 3s because they're not bad to be stuck on if you were not able to stride. Because Descendant, well, is Descendant. And Gauntlet Buster, extra crit power is always good. That's it for grade 3s. Next up for grade 2s, I run 4 Voltage-Horn Dragons. So he's your enabler. He allows you to start the superior riding, well, I guess you could say, chain. So his skill is Generation Break 1, Counterblast 1. When he attacks a Vanguard and he is boosted, you can pay the cost. If you do, your opponent may choose 1 card on their field and retire it. And then they bind it. So since he gets retired first, you can still actually use your starter skill. So that's pretty cool. Just need to make sure he's boosted, but that's not a very big requirement. So 4 Voltage-Horn allows you to help you get your starter off. I play 4 Chakra. He's one of the greatest pressure units pre-Generation Break. So while he's on rearguard, he cannot attack another rearguard, but he does instead get plus 2000 power and the red text ability of Counterblast 1. When he hits a Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, draw a card and choose a card from the drop zone and bind it. These guys bind, but currently there's no real importance in binding outside of preventing Legion or Grand Blue or whatever. But Bushiroad has confirmed future binding support, so there's always that to look out for. Next up, I play 2 Eradicator Choros. He's basically Sweep Command's secondary ability, but on a grade 2. So when he's called on Vanguard, or he's called on Rearguard or ridden as Vanguard, you can move an Eradicator's Soul, pop a front row. He just allows you to set up your Conquest plays, so yeah. Next up, I play 1 10k Vanilla. It's to prevent rush when people play the chicken game and just deliberately grade Grey stocks themselves at 2, so typically it's not like a 10k no pass, as most of their Vanguards will be 9k, and yeah, it forces them to drop boosters, and well, any cards they're dropping will mean no cards that will be defending your chakras with, so there's that. For triggers, for Shuki, that's pretty self-explanatory. Shuki's amazing, makes really good columns of chakra, makes retire 1 unit, and this column becomes 21k. So Shuki's ability is you get plus 3k whenever you retire something and you have an Eradicator Vanguard. So I'll play 4. I like playing 4. He's Eradicator. Gets a very good power boost. Next, I would be playing 3 Stride Enablers, but my other Stride Enablers in my other deck, and I don't want to take them out, so I'm playing Damage and Flippers instead. They're okay, situationally, so they're okay, but definitely would recommend playing 3 Stride Enablers. Next up, I play 2 Rising Phoenix. This deck does build up a lot of, like extra soul with the superior riding and all that. So having Rising Phoenix there to clean up the soul and get you extra draw power because you're not focused on the limit break is actually really handy. So definitely got to play some Rising Phoenix. I play 4 Eradicator Perfect Guards on the off chance that I will discard them with Descendant. Obviously you don't want to discard them, but desperate times call for desperate measures. And also, it's not like before where a lot of your grade 1s and 2s were Eradicators. Like your Stride Enablers won't be it. Most of your grade 2s aren't Eradicators anymore. And yeah, so you just gotta keep it just on the off chance that Descendant forces you to discard them. Next up for triggers. Play 8 crit. For draw, I like to play the 1 Dragon Mage to throw people off. They may think I'm running extra draws, like 5 or 6 draws because I'm playing Descendant, and they won't actually expect that extra crit, and yeah, you're just playing the standard lineup. And 4 staple heals. All Eradicators for Descendant, obviously, and for Cho's ability, but yep, so this is a pretty standard lineup. Personally, I wouldn't recommend playing more than 8 crit. I would actually recommend playing the draws, because even though Chakra can provide you with draw power, a lot of smart opponents won't let you hit with Chakra, so you won't be able to draw. So having these draw triggers does actually help. Yep, so that's it for the main deck. Onto the G Zone. I play 3 Lightning Dragon Knight Zoras. So his ability is, when he hits a Vanguard, your opponent chooses one of his or her rear guards and retire it. Then you choose, then you choose 2 of their cards from the drop zone and bind them. So again, this helps prevent Legion quite early, so he's a great card, and also if he retires it, that means you can use your starter as soon as you hit Generation Break 1. You're not looking to use it before Generation Break 1, because it's quite difficult to pull off, but yeah. You run these guys. You run these guys so you can superior ride. After getting 3 drive checks, in the attack of this guy, you get 5 drive checks. So that's a lot of hand. Next up, I play 4 Conquest Dragon. Conquest Dragon skill is once per turn you can flip a copy of him, and then if you have 2 or more units in your G zone, so if you have 2 or more face up, you can pay the cost. If you do, your opponent chooses one. Well, you retire one of your opponent's front row rear guards, and then your entire front row, including your Vanguard, get plus 5k for every open rear guard circle they have in their front row. So if they don't have a front row, this unit, your 2 front row, all get plus 10k, which is really devastating. It's a good push card. It forces your opponent to commit a little bit, but that's why you play like Cho to retire their front row quickly. Yep. And one of my favorite things to do with this card and its skill is when they have no rear guards, you just call a draw trigger on the column and attack for 15k. It's quite entertaining watching them having to drop guard just a lone trigger by itself. So yeah, definitely play Conquest. It's amazing. And for my last unit, I do play the 1 Atmos. you do not want to prolong the game for too long, because this deck does have a tendency to deck out, so having the Blizzard there can help, as you know, like these flip themselves over, so it's really easy to stack up the face-up G units. So you can quickly close out games because they probably burned all their perfect guards through these guys and these guys. So yeah, definitely got to play the Blizzard. Yeah, take it out. So overall, I find this deck really fun to play actually. So it's very based on how experienced your opponent is on the deck. If they're inexperienced playing against it, then it's very likely that you will be able to pull off your superior ride. However, if they're inexperienced, if they are experienced versing it, then obviously they'll be guarding to prevent you from superior riding easily, but it's still quite easy to pull it off as long as you have Voltatron being boosted. You can pull off a superior ride, assuming you don't like damage check all your sweep commands. Because looking at top 10 is amazing. It's like a 5th year deck, so yeah, there's a very high chance that you will get the sweep command right. Thank you so much for watching this deck profile. Stay tuned, I will bring more content later. Bye.